Okie dokie. Happy Ides of March. Beware out there. Coronavirus everywhere. So, stay distant, but don't stop socializing because you know that only helps the world by talking things out rather than shutting things out. And talking things out, a man trying to talk about women. Well, no, not a man. I am a boy, a Perth County boy. If you can follow half of what my rants are about, by the way, those really long videos and stuff, I'll put them into a folder and mark those beware because I need to reanalyze those things. And however, it all very much affects me, and I've made some rather bold claims, but as we move on to women empower, women empower. Power magazine, damn. I'll provide a link for them. And I don't have, confirmation on all of the details of email that I had received, but suffice to say that it gave me a lot of courage in thinking that maybe I'm not completely insane all the time. And don't be like that. Okay, women, which I tried to cover before in my feature as a total jackass, and my wouldn't fail. Well, it didn't fail. It was, not up to par, and also, technical owner snafus. It's the user interface, I think. That's my problem. Which is getting better, and YouTube is really working towards helping that call for, the creator content friendly, channels. Of course, everybody can have a channel, and those things do need to be properly monitored as are viewing content on this public access, public broadcasting network. And I'll talk more about the changes I've been viewing of media and how our society is changing how we use that. But before, in that video where I'm going to have to do something to work around copyright issues, because, Yoko, I love her. John totally loved her, and that created a whole fan and media frenzy, and I wanted to use that song because that really showed just exactly how he felt about her. I wasn't very old, but I was alive when those things were kind of new, and I do remember seeing. And you can still look up how they looked, and I will revisit that in some other way with the jackass talking, and get better with my sign. Because being understood is important, which is why communication is important. Bringing us to communication, I have an author to feature. How possessive of this man. I've been in touch with, not in touch, I have talked to, don't look at me like that, my cat's run off too. I have, before we get talking too much about social stuff and women, and everybody's looking at this like, what's going on, you need to know more, right? Go to Amazon, $15 in paperback writer, oh baby, you're such a music nerd, hippie douche. I hope that's not a bad word. So her book, you got to check it out on Amazon right now. It's out there, and I'll provide links for Cheney Lachapelle. She is a Canadian French native girl turned into a woman. That's what this story is about. These are her memoirs, what she's decided to share. I have not gone through the book and found out everything about her yet, but she's agreed to the concept of a sit-down interview and talking about her book and what she has in the works for coming up, being a brand new published author. So more on that woman later, because I got to go through these fast. I had to write down, every time I start talking about women, I go on and on and on. I can't get enough of awesome fucking women. And that's partly due because I was raised by this woman, not in the one in the dress, but the one that made this dress. This is just the skirt hem, and that is Brenda Story, my mom, and she's a bit of a rebel. I've got credits for this stuff. There's an image, the photography and editing by Miak Rosendahl of Brilliant Images Photography in Stratford, Ontario. And she got first prize in last year's trash. I don't know if you can see all that. Last year's trashing competition, and that photo shoot, where the model Catherine Codwell and the costume and the concept art by my mother Brenda Story, and Brilliant Images did a wonderful photography and editing shoot of those two, displaying this work of art. That it even got featured in the art gallery, as a presentation from that runway exhibit of recycled materials as fashionable, high fashion kind of looking runway creations. And anyway, more on my mom later. Stop it, bad boys. I got lots more call outs. That was the book plug.